and I think it's a movie that when it first came out, it's funny, The Terminator is a movie when it first came out, Arnold Schwarzenegger at the time was
the bodybuilder who learned his most famous line phonetically because he couldn't pronounce it correctly in English.
I am the Terminator. I'm gonna make this call now. I want to play the Terminator, and then the deal was made.
The actress who was homeless living in her car during filming, showering at the YWCA between scenes.
Sorry.
And a director who sold the rights for $1 just to keep control, losing hundreds of millions in the process.
I warned you guys in 1984. Sure, look, I mean, you got to follow the money.
These are 12 incredible facts about the Terminator you never knew. 1. Arnold's pronunciation problem. Arnold Schwarzenegger couldn't pronounce "I'll be back" correctly, begging James Cameron to change it to "I will be back," and requiring 50 takes to get it right. Arnold's Austrian accent made "I'll" sound like "I'll" consistently. He argued a robot wouldn't use contractions anyway. Cameron refused, knowing the contraction sounded more casual and menacing. They fought for an hour over 3 words. Arnold practiced with a dialect coach between takes. The crew placed bets on take numbers. Take 47 was almost perfect, but Arnold smiled. The famous take was number 50, exhausted and angry. Arnold later admitted Cameron was right about the contraction's impact. 2. Linda's homeless secret. Linda Hamilton was actually homeless during filming, living in her car and showering at the YWCA, with the production never knowing until years later. Hamilton's divorce left her bankrupt just before casting. She parked behind the studio, sleeping in her station wagon. Morning shower was at the YWCA for $2. Her intense physicality came from actual survival mode. Craft services was her only reliable meal. She did her own laundry at laundromats at 3 a.m. The exhaustion in her performance was real-life stress. Hamilton hid this even from Cameron until 1991. She used her first paycheck for an apartment. 3. Cameron's dollar deal. James Cameron sold the rights to the Terminator for $1 to producer Galen Hurd with the condition he could direct, losing approximately $500 million in long-term profits. Cameron was a nobody. Studios wouldn't let him direct. Hurd was his only option for maintaining control. The contract was literally $1 to make it legal. Cameron has missed out on hundreds of millions. He knew but didn't care about money then. The dollar bill is framed in Hurd's office. Studios thought they were both insane. The deal became Hollywood's most expensive dollar. Cameron says he'd do it again for creative control. 4. O.J.'s Terminator rejection. O.J. Simpson was Orion's first choice for the Terminator, but Cameron refused, saying nobody would believe O.J. as a killer, a quote that became darkly ironic. The studio pushed Simpson hard for box office appeal. Cameron met Simpson, who was enthusiastic about playing a robot. Executives thought Arnold was too foreign for American audiences. Cameron lied, saying Simpson was too nice-looking to be threatening. The meeting notes actually said O.J. could never be a convincing murderer. Simpson later claimed he turned it down, which was false. The documentary about this casting includes Cameron's uncomfortable modern reactions. Orion executives kept the Simpson screen test hidden. 5. The fever dream origin. Cameron conceived the Terminator during a literal fever hallucination in Rome, seeing a metallic skeleton emerging from flames, then drawing it on hotel stationery. Cameron had food poisoning while editing Piranha 2. His temperature reached 104 degrees. The vision was a chrome skeleton pulling itself from fire. He drew it immediately on hotel letterhead. That drawing became the exact final scene. The nightmare included the red eyes specifically. Cameron believes the fever opened a creative door. The original sketch sold for $50,000 at auction. He recreated the dream exactly, shot for shot. 6. Biehn's overnight casting. Michael Biehn was cast as Kyle Reese the day before filming started, learning lines in the car to set, having replaced another actor who was fired. The original actor was too contemporary, according to Cameron.
Nobody else comes through. It's just him and me.
Biehn's agent called at 6 p.m. for a 7 a.m. start. He read the script once, no rehearsal time. His intensity came from actual panic about preparation. The photograph of Sarah was handed to him minutes before filming. Biehn created Reese's backstory during makeup. His exhausted appearance was real from no sleep. Cameron only met him as cameras rolled. The chemistry with Hamilton was instant, unrehearsed luck. 7. Stan Winston's puppet problem. The Terminator endoskeleton was actually a puppet operated by 5 people crammed underneath, including Stan Winston himself, who nearly suffocated twice. The metal skeleton required 5 operators for realistic movement. Winston controlled the head, nearly passing out from heat. They were covered in black velvet in 100-degree heat. One operator fainted, ruining a take worth $10,000. The puppet weighed 200 pounds, supported by underneath crew. Winston's claustrophobia required medical supervision. They could only operate for 10 minutes before breaking. Several operators vomited from heat exhaustion. The famous walk took 8 hours to film properly. 8. Arnold's blindness. Schwarzenegger was actually blind in the police station massacre, as the contact lenses were thick plastic that blocked vision completely, requiring choreographed counting. The Terminator damage required opaque lenses. Arnold memorized exact step counts for every movement. He fired the guns at sound cues, not sight. 17 cops were positioned mathematically for blind shooting. Arnold hit a real wall, breaking his hand. The scene took 4 days for 8 minutes. He practiced blindfolded for weeks at home. The insurance company wasn't told about the blindness. Arnold called it scarier than any stunt. 9. The gun shop reality. The gun shop scene was filmed in an actual store that was selling real weapons upstairs, while they filmed downstairs with actual customers shopping above. The store stayed open during filming for income. Real gun transactions happened during takes. Sound recorded actual gun sales accidentally. The owner loaded real ammunition by mistake once. Arnold held functioning weapons with no permits. Police arrived thinking it was a robbery. Customers wandered into frame looking for ammunition. The shop's illegal weapons were visible in background. The owner was later arrested for unrelated charges. 10. The deleted spider tank. A massive spider tank sequence was fully storyboarded and partially built, but abandoned when the budget ran out, saving the film from potential disaster. The future war included building-sized spider tanks. Models were constructed costing $75,000. Cameron wanted massive battle sequences. The budget literally ran out mid-construction. Stop-motion tests looked laughably bad, according to Winston. The sequence would have added 20 minutes. Critics later said its removal saved the film's pacing. The spider tank appeared in Terminator Salvation decades later. Cameron admitted it would have been too much. 11. Henriksen's punk perfection lamp. Henriksen's punk was supposed to have elaborate dialogue, but Henriksen suggested the character should say nothing except "fuck you," making the scene iconic. The original script had threatening speeches. Henriksen said punks wouldn't monologue, they'd just attack. He improvised the sole expletive response. Cameron loved the minimalism immediately. The blue-haired punk became memorable through silence. Henriksen designed his own punk makeup. The simplicity made Arnold's violence more shocking. Bill Paxton agreed, reducing his dialogue too. The scene influenced how Cameron wrote all future confrontations. 12. The real Sarah Connor. The production discovered there was a real Sarah Connor in the Pasadena phone book who received death threats during the film's release, requiring police protection. The real Sarah Connor was a 35-year-old teacher. She received calls saying, "You're terminated nightly." Police traced calls to teenagers and unstable fans. She changed her number 3 times. The studio paid for her security system. She considered legal action but was paid off quietly. Death threats continued for 2 years. She moved cities, changed her name legally. The studio kept this secret to avoid lawsuits. She still won't discuss the experience publicly. 13. The maggot-filled flesh. Arnold Schwarzenegger's damaged face prosthetic was filled with actual maggots for the hotel room scene, causing genuine disgust reactions from other actors who weren't warned. Stan Winston insisted real maggots would move more naturally than mechanical effects. The prosthetic had chambers filled with rotting meat to keep maggots active. The smell was so overwhelming that crew members vomited. Arnold sat for 4 hours while maggots were carefully placed. Several escaped into his real hair, causing panic. The hotel manager didn't know about the maggots until shooting began. Health department nearly shut down production for biohazard violations. Other actors' revulsion was completely authentic. Arnold found maggots in his car 3 days later. The scene required one take because nobody could handle a second. 14. Cameron's stolen truck chase. James Cameron stole production trucks to film the tunnel chase sequence without permits after being denied authorization, technically committing grand theft auto. The city refused permits for the dangerous chase. Cameron and a skeleton crew took trucks at 2 a.m. They filmed guerrilla style for 6 hours illegally. The Teamsters Union didn't know until afterward. Police actually chased them thinking it was real theft. Cameron had fake permits ready showing wrong dates. The studio's insurance didn't cover illegal filming. If caught, Cameron faced 5 years in prison. The footage was too good to reshoot legally. The studio executives learned about it after the film's success. Cameron kept this secret for 15 years, fearing prosecution. Which Terminator fact blew your mind most? Was it Linda Hamilton being secretly homeless, or O.J. Simpson almost being the killing machine? Drop your favorite Terminator quote in the comments. And yes, we know which one you're thinking. If you want more incredible facts about sci-fi films that change cinema forever, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Until next time, remember, I'll be back. Thanks for watching.